This is Jesse Dickens, Liverpool fighter. Make sure you subscribe to Sporting Icons.
Right, thanks Lindemann for sending me this article. So a bit of negative news, if you like. The semi-final clash between Callum Smith and JUERGEN BRAEHMER this weekend is now changed. JUERGEN BRAEHMER has pulled out due to an illness. He's been suffering from a feverish infection and he will be replaced. So the semi-final will still go ahead, but of course Callum Smith is now going to have to face an opponent that maybe he doesn't know who it is. He's never heard of him before, he's never watched him, so his tactics, his game plan, all the preparation that he's been putting in for JUERGEN BRAEHMER is now pretty much out the window. He's now going to have to focus on a Dutch fighter called NIEKY HOLZKEN. He's 13-0, he's 34 years old. But still, I mean, it's disappointing because a lot of people were picking JUERGEN BRAEHMER to beat Callum Smith and potentially win the tournament. It was a minority, you know, there's not hype behind that, but still, he was a decent fighter, and had Callum Smith have won that one, that's a legitimate fighter on his record, if you like. And anyway, this is what JUERGEN BRAEHMER had to say. I've been battling a feverish infection since Sunday. Unfortunately, a fight in this state is out of the question. It is not possible for me to go into the ring like this, and I would like to apologise to my fans. I was well prepared and looking forward to fighting Callum. That was JUERGEN BRAEHMER's statement. So, disappointing for sure, and Callum Smith had this to say about his pullout as well. I gave an interview last week and said it's great that there have been no dropouts. Looks like I spoke too soon. We got the call as we were boarding the plane. I'm committed to fighting on Saturday and will fight whoever the World Boxing Super Series puts in front of me. So that was Callum Smith's statement. And his opponent, his replacement opponent, Holzken, who, like I said, is Dutch, had this to say. I've been waiting for this chance to come. I signed up as a substitute fighter, so I'm in great shape and prepared for Saturday. I've watched Callum Smith fight many times. I study everyone in my weight division. He's a good, solid fighter. We're both big body punchers. It'll make for an excellent fight. Callum, you better be ready, because I am. I'm coming to beat you. So that was Holzken's statement. So that's a bit worrying in some ways, because obviously Callum Smith has been preparing for somebody else, and Callum Smith is known on the world stage, if you like. He's currently a prospect from Liverpool, who's got bags of potential. His left hook followed by a quick uppercut with the same left hand is spectacular. It's one of the best punchers in boxing, in my opinion. But anyway, this Holzken, he used to be a former kickboxer, so with only 13 fights under his belt, hopefully he's going to be at a disadvantage, because this will be a little bit disappointing for Callum Smith, who hasn't prepared for him, doesn't know anything about this guy, but yet this guy knows a bit about Callum Smith. So it's going to be an interesting fight, that's for sure. Obviously Callum Smith has now got 3 or 4 days now to have a little look at this guy, see what he's about, and make some kind of adjustments here and there if necessary. But hopefully Callum Smith is just naturally talented enough that he can just get through this guy without any real problem, because that would be a bit of a disappointment, if you like, that this Holzken guy, he comes from nowhere, if you like. Well, he doesn't come from nowhere, he comes from Holland, but he comes into the tournament as a late replacement and gets a win over Callum Smith, and then who knows, maybe wins the tournament, because who knows, maybe George Groves isn't going to make it, and if they're not going to put Chris Eubank Jr. or somebody who's already been in the tournament to replace George Groves, if he can't get back on within a certain time period, then we can end up having a fight between two finalists that we don't know anything about. So that'll be a bit of a disappointing end to a fantastic tournament. But of course, this is pure speculation right now about George Groves. Hopefully he's going to be okay. And if necessary, hopefully they'll just move the date from, is it June 2nd, I think it is, or June 3rd, whatever, to a couple of weeks later, if necessary. But we'll have to wait and see. So disappointing news that JUERGEN BRAEHMER has pulled out of the tournament. Callum Smith has now got a replacement fight, so the fight is still going ahead. Is it still going to be a £10 pay-per-view? No idea, but probably. So we'll have to wait and see on that one. So That's what's going on right now. JUERGEN BRAEHMER pulls out of the World Boxing Super Series altogether. He's replaced by a Dutch fighter called Holzken, and Callum Smith will be fighting him on Saturday instead of JUERGEN BRAEHMER. Drop your thoughts below, click that thumbs up, subscribe, and I'll catch you on the next video.